As if the McCrispy couldn't get any better, Bacon and Ranch just entered the chat. The Bacon Ranch McCrispy, available at participating McDonald's for a limited time. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
This is it. This is the ManFUzed Podcast. I am Kay Lee, audio producer, your host. My co-host, as always, Ben H. When there is a cancer in your organization and the negativity is spreading, maybe upper management knows something's wrong, or maybe they don't yet. But when the problem is the way upper management is managing, if you see this happening amongst you, how do you reach out? Or do you reach out to try to explain to them that they're the cause of all this unhappiness? It's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't. So our listener works for a big company, a very big company. I guess you could say in the technology sector, very innovative stuff. Amongst the peasants of the company, which...
the plebes.
The royal fools.
The plebs.
Yes. There is some discord amongst them. So there's almost this cancer growing. Our listener, he hasn't noticed what disrespect that some of the other employees are experiencing. He hasn't personally experienced it, but he's hearing talk, and there's a lot of bashing going on about this upper management. His question to us is, how do you cut out a cancer when they are above you? Management probably doesn't know what the problem is. Nobody is coming to him saying, this is my issue with you. This is the way that you're handling this. But they're talking lots of shit. And our listener is starting to see it disturb some of the performance. I started thinking to myself, it's like, okay, when you have a cancer in your upper management, you need to try to cut it out.
Right.
But if you don't know and everybody's looking at you as the problem, how do you address that? I guess you could always try to go to HR and file a report, but it's a big deal in a company of this size.
That's right.
If you're the problem and everyone's looking at you as the problem, but no one's coming to you and being like, hey,
your breath stinks. You're
talking down to me.
Or are they afraid they're going to lose their jobs?
It's multiple people now. So it's not just one person. If it's one person that has...
It's a groundswell.
Yeah.
It's like The Office.
But our listener is not involved in the manager bashing.
Right.
But he's hearing it. So he doesn't want to tell on his colleagues.
Yes.
But how do you gently approach the person that is above everybody, that is the reason why people are not doing their best? And in a position like this, like, if people don't do their best, people die.
Most of the time, problems are leadership problems. There's a saying, every problem's a leadership problem. If you're doing your job to the best of your ability, there's certain people that you just can't deal with. So get another job, to me. I mean, that's what I'd do.
You're talking about the manager or colleague.
Yeah, dude. If I'm not being treated properly, I'm just I'll be out. That's not an option, you know what I mean, for a lot of people.
It's a funky line to be in when, it's not the manager noticing that necessarily, like, this person is the cancer and we can just get him out. Because the cancer in an organization, on a team, in a household.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about it is a disease, and it'll keep growing and it'll keep infecting.
I've been in situations like that before where I felt like the leadership, the management of the company wasn't doing the right things. And a lot of the other people at the company felt the same way. You know what I'm saying? And I left.
I think I might know which company you might be talking about.
Yeah, I left. And subsequently, a lot of other people left too. And I didn't intend for the other people to leave, but I had to leave. I just had to.
Because
I felt uncomfortable. I felt exposed.
Ethically, was it just, from an ethical standpoint, or was it just he just not a good leader? He wasn't leading.
The person who was running the company was a great leader in one way,
but a bad in
But in another way, he was doing business in a way that I didn't think was right.
Toxic.
Yeah, just pissing people off. If you're in a situation in the office where you got a bunch of people that are trying to do the least amount of work as possible and just let the day go by. And all they're doing is sitting there bitching and complaining about the boss, and the boss wants to do more shit and shit like that. The best thing you can do is just be a beast and outperform all those motherfuckers, because it'd be easy to do. And outperforming them all and do all the shit you can and go to the boss and be like, hey, what else do you need? What can I help with? I'm already done with that other shit. You know what I'm saying?
Make yourself look like the star.
Yeah, and don't talk shit and don't get involved in all that gossip and just bust ass. And before you know it, motherfuckers will be talking shit about you too. And guess what else will happen?
They won't be there anymore.
You'll be the next leader.
Yeah.
And you'll know what the fuck's going on, and that'll enable you to fire them. No, just kidding. And hire new people. You know what I'm saying?
I do. Yeah, it's an interesting perspective, because that is something in an organization that.
Oh, I don't want to be here.
Right. It's like the DMV. It's like these people, government employees doing.
It's like, dude, you're alive. You woke up today. This is your job. You choose to come here. You choose to spend your life here, your whole life.
Yeah, you could do something.
It's your choice, 100%. When you get out of bed in the morning, your choice to get dressed and come here.
Yeah.
So that you can do what? Sit there and eat pretzels and drink, whatever, and then drink like sparkling water. You know what I mean?
What are you clicking
and
on?
complain? Like, why even do that? Just stay at home.
Yeah.
There's so many jobs.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. Yeah, working in a place where you are unhappy, there's no, I mean, as we've discussed, time is money. I mean, you have such limited time.
Time's all we have.
Why would you spend it in a place that doesn't value you and that you don't value? I mean, like, there's a million other things you can do. Now, granted, everybody needs money to pay their bills, and sometimes there might be some financial woes to make that leap to something different. And the unknown is normally what stops people, because when the paycheck stops, if you haven't saved anything, there's going to be a bit of unknown before you start, get into another position,
Yeah.
Now, there are better ways to transfer.
Yeah.
Be looking for, working on something on the side as you're doing that shit job, but you have an exit plan and you're working towards it. I'm not saying quit your job tomorrow and then be done, but there are things you can do to start to move out of that.
Yeah,
if that's
definitely
what you want.
Yeah, exactly, dude. If you're in a bad spot, you're not happy where you're at, make a change.
Yeah.
Simple. Don't be scared. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just go.
So,
or be a badass.
Right. Well, here's my thinking. You might not have to like your job, but you can shine in any position.
That's what I mean.
I don't even care if it's at McDonald's.
Yeah.
You could shine as the drive-through person in such a way.
Yes.
You could get discovered by
Right. somebody
that is coming in for their number 3 and be like, that guy who I come here once a week is so, I could see his potential.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
And I mean, and you can get
Happens
elevated.
all the time, dude.
You can get elevated.
Make the best French fries in the world. Make the best burgers in the world. Do it the best. Do it to the best of your ability.
Move quick. Hustle. That's the hustle.
Well, even people that want to move slow, I mean, if you're going to do something, just do the best job at it you can.
No, but moving slow in any position where people are trying to get out fast is the worst thing you can do.
So therefore, if you're a slow-moving person, don't get a job like that.
Don't be a sloth.
Don't get a job where you have to move fast,
Quick Trip is probably, and if you don't live in Georgia, there is a gas station chain called QT, Quick Trip. It is probably, hands down, I don't care. Racetrack has come out with fancy new stores. They still fucking suck.
Yes.
QT is the best run oiled machine when it comes to gas stations. There is. You could walk in there and one person be behind the counter, and they can literally manage 3 registers at the same time and bust out a line in minutes.
Yeah.
while greeting people that are still walking in.
That's right.
They are hustlers, and that's why they get paid well, but they're timed on their transactions.
Jeez.
That's why they move so efficiently. Nowhere else have I ever seen it. I think we've all been there, walk into an Exxon and be behind somebody who's getting lottery tickets, and you're standing there going,
Oh, yeah, it's the worst. QT is incredible. It's a line,
behind the bulletproof
a line
glass.
all the way back to the drink area.
Yeah.
Back by the chips.
Yeah, where you just have to say, fuck it, I don't have time for
Or
this.
you might be in the aisle where they have like the little vanilla cakes.
Everybody has bad days, but ultimately, do your job to the best of your ability. And if you don't want to do that job anymore, start seeking another area. Get into real estate. Get your real estate license. But that's not a business for the weak either. Any sales job is not a business for the weak.
That's right.
Delayed gratification. Building a book of business. But, you got to do that with anything, really.